All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and otherwise, my name is AJ. I am the Friendly Hermit, and today I did some groceries. That's what's here and what's here, along with my camera over there. The Game Awards just happened. I'm very excited about that. I don't. I'm being optimistic. I'm being positive. I don't actually care. I don't actually at all. But what I've noticed is that some of y'all, you care a lot. You guys and gals and whatever else out there, you guys care a lot. And that's all fine. That's all fine. That's all fine and dandy. However, I think it's a little ridiculous. This is how we're gonna start. It's not about the winner. I'm not talking about the winners. What I'm talking about is the response to the winners. And I haven't had time yet because it's so new. This happened, was it last night in my time zone? It happened last night. So the Game Awards happened last night. And we saw for the most part, it was the most obvious winner, right? Clair Obscur, of course. Of course. Just like last year, it was Baldur's Gate 3. Of course. Of course. Now, I'm waiting for the backlash. I'm waiting for the hate. I'm waiting for the absurd comments about Clair Obscur 33, Expedition 33. I'm waiting to see what people have to say about that victory. And I expect there's going to be just a wave of what is effectively ignorance in verbal diarrhea form. Listen, if you've been following the gaming industry as long as I have, almost since its origins, I can tell you, even though I've never played Clair Obscur Expedition 33, I've never played this game. Mainly because I can't afford a machine to play it, because that game looks gorgeous. The game is beautiful. I can't run it, so I've never played it. However, I've been following the gaming industry for many, many, many decades. My entire life. I'm, let's say self-aware at 5 years old, 6 years old, playing games since then. Now 38, almost 39. So let's just round up for ease of the conversation here. 40 years, roughly, 35 years. Let's even round down to be, civil. 30 years. So for 30 years, I've been paying attention. And I've never played this game. I've seen things on this game. I've seen people talk about this game. And I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Expedition 33 deserved every award that it won. And I know this despite playing the game. I am not a man that reads a book by its cover. Instead, I am a man that reads 10,000 reviews of the book, of said book, and said book is beloved in a great way. And I've seen gameplay, I've seen cutscenes, I've seen I'm a person, I exist. I'm in this world, paying attention. And it's not simply that I followed that game religiously, because that's not true. I had a an eye on it, just to like casually. But I've also been following everything else going on this year. And so you have to ask, what else compares to that this year in such a way that the scale of all of its combined parts, because we don't just give out one award, we give out, sound design, we give out, I'm sure there's awards for, we're going to talk about one later, like voice acting is another one. I don't actually know all of the different awards they give out. I saw one, best fighting game. Obviously, Clair Obscur is not going to win that. But when we're talking about all of the parts coming together to make a whole, we're looking at a holistic award for best game of the year. It is very clear and very apparent, very obvious, you have to be either not paying attention or you have bias. And that's fine. You're allowed to like whatever you like. I'm not saying there aren't other things that are good. No one is saying that. We're just saying, of the things that were here this year, this is the best thing. This is holistically the best thing. And I want to compare it to, because we mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 last year as the winner. And the torrent of people saying Spider-Man should have won. Was it last year? I swear it was last year, which is crazy. Maybe it was the year before, but I swear it was last year. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year, again, it was an obvious win. And no one was saying Spider-Man was a bad game, but the Spider-Man fanboys, and that's an important term, the fanboy, these people, they got their pitchforks, they got their torches, and they are rioting. They're going mad saying this is an absurd. No, it's not an absurdity. It's not. You liked a thing that was really good. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Like, good, man. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you enjoyed Spider-Man. But when we're looking at all of the parts coming together, and it's probably a very tough decision. Maybe I wouldn't say the same thing about something like, Hollywood does, what is it, the Oscars? I swear I've heard things in the past, tinfoil hat and all, conspiracy theories saying like, oh, you pay money to win that, basically, like, or at least be nominated. There's money involved, right? The Game Awards, to my knowledge, to my understanding, are not like that. And when you're dealing with just art, we're talking about gaming as an art form. We have to look at every component coming together, and then we have to weigh the pros and the cons against all of the competition. And Clair Obscur, what was it? Released in February, I think? Let's say February. So it's released in February. Everything came out after, so that gave everything else an entire year to catch up. And it's apparent. It's just so apparent. This is the winner. This is the winner of the year. People were talking about it after, a week of its release. It was an absurdity. People could not believe how wonderful this game was, right? Again, haven't played it, so I can't speak to how the game plays. All I can say is I've just swam through mountains of praise, and nothing has come close to that mountain, And I'm sure there are 1,000 great things that came out this year, but it's very apparent to me, as someone that's been paying attention, Clair Obscur deserved to win. And I would like to offer you, because we're talking about Baldur's Gate, like a comparison between when Baldur's Gate 3 won, Clair Obscur is now the winner. I want to offer this. So people before, when you said Baldur's Gate didn't deserve to win, keep in mind, Clair Obscur, fun fact, one of the characters in Expedition 33 voice acted Shadowheart. I don't know her name. Maybe we're going to show a picture of her. She's a delight. This woman is my praise to you. I don't know her name. Her work is exquisite. She voiced one of the characters in Expedition 33, and she won an award. So when we're talking about all of the parts coming together, it's not even a surprise that somebody that won, like Baldur's Gate 3 won, a part of that was the characters, the story, right? That story, those characters came to life because of these voice actors, and that same woman won an award for her work in Clair Obscur. So this is something to think about. No one's talking about this. When we're talking about the quality of all the parts coming together, each individual component did something special with not just passion, but with expertise. I actually have no idea who even the developer of Clair Obscur is. I know that they are, like the game takes place in, it's a French developer, I think. I don't know where the game takes place. I'm not even going to pretend to know the story, but I believe it's a French developer, I think. Maybe I'll put their name up on the board here. Like they'll be up here, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's no surprise. When you have greatness at all angles, they come together to make that whole victory, right? And a little bit of a side note here. I'm kind of veering off slightly, but I just as, you know, setting aside the Clair Obscur victory, but in the same vein, I also want to talk about Moist Critical, Charlie. Charlie won like Streamer of the Year or something, whatever the exact award is. Content Creator of the Year, I believe, is the award. And now I'm already seeing the deluge of people being upset that he is ungrateful because he didn't want to win. Have you been paying attention? Once again, have you been paying attention? I've been paying attention a long time. I don't follow, I mean, I do literally follow Charlie, but I don't watch every video. You know, people are obviously watching him more than I do, but he won and he didn't want to. And do you remember a few months ago, it wasn't that long ago, that Charlie turned off, I don't know if he turned off monetization, but he stopped accepting donations from his fan base. Because he's just famously wealthy. And he said, there's no reason for me to earn this much, you know? And he's taking money, well, he would have been back in the day, right? You know, before this happened. Again, this would have happened this year. He turned off taking donations from people, and people are mad at him because he's being saying like, I didn't want to win, sort of thing. I'm actually waiting to see his personal response. I have not watched his response to the victory yet, but I'm going to guess that he is going to thank everybody, but also he's going to point out, hey, I don't need this anymore. I've got way too much money, and he's a good person, right? This is why this makes me laugh. He's a good person who understands that it's greedy to have, he's already made something like, I don't know, $600 million, like whatever it is. I don't know. I'm throwing a number out there, right? Don't quote me on the number. He's a multi-millionaire easily from doing what he loves, playing video games, talking about things. Like he's just a guy. Watch his videos. They're largely underproduced. Generally speaking, he's just either live streaming, or he's talking about something on the internet, and it's just him talking to his camera, right? His webcam. So for someone to do that and earn hundreds of millions of dollars, he is in the right here, not the people getting mad at him. When he's saying, I don't deserve this, he is objectively correct. And it's his own opinion about his own work. Why is anyone mad at that? Like, we are so out of touch as a society. We have these dreams of grandeur, these ideas that working hard will produce, X amount of dollars, right? It's a capitalist lie, is what this is. Because yes, Charlie works hard. I'm not saying he does not work hard. But to say that his production, like what he posts, is more work than somebody, say, I don't know, Lord of the Rings. Imagine Lord of the Rings, the films, right? Do you think Charlie worked harder than Peter Jackson? Do you think Charlie, with his millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, worked harder than the 70 plus people? I don't know the exact size of the Clair Obscur team, but it's a small team, right? Do you think he put in more hours of work than all of those people combined? It's not even a comparison, right? And he also understands the economy in the sense that he understands, hey, I've got these hundreds of millions of dollars, and the people giving me these hundreds of million dollars, they probably don't have so much to give. And it's rough out there right now. So for them to give even $1, $2, $10, whatever, that's a significant portion, comparatively, percentage-wise, of their income that they're throwing at a millionaire. I don't know, man. I don't know. If Charlie comes out and says what I imagine he's going to say, then y'all just need to appreciate him for who he is, because he's a better person, He's done the work. He's made his money. He is, what do you even say, self-aware enough to see the world around him, to see that I don't deserve this. He's humble, and he's getting dumped on for being humble. What would you prefer? Would you prefer him to make a video just slamming everybody else that was nominated, saying, oh, he did this and I did this, I'm the best, come on. Clair Obscur deserved to win, just like Baldur's Gate 3 deserved to win over Spider-Man. We're not talking about what you like. We're talking about all of the parts coming together. Charlie probably did deserve to win, realistically, but I don't know, man. I don't know. His content is funny, like that's really all it is. It's not even particularly, like this. I'm not going anywhere, obviously. Like, look at me. What am I gonna do? You're gonna send me $100 million? Come on. Like, Charlie did less than I did to come out here today to talk to you, but he still deserves to win. But anyhow, my name is AJ. I am the Friendly Hermit. And I'm just out here talking out my... You don't have to agree. You don't have to. You don't have to agree. In fact, disagree in the comments. Let's have a respectful conversation in the comments. I'm just getting out of the house because being outside talking about nerd stuff. Outside is medicine. Nerd stuff, that's just fun, you know. Anyway. Like and sub and all that stuff. Dinker and sinker, baby girl. Mwah. I love you. Bye, 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 baby, bye, bye, bye.